Thank you for joining us today. My name is Jasmine Britain, Practice Manager for the Data and AI practice.
And I'm Natalie Vendroff, Project Manager in the Data and AI practice.
And in today's session, we're going to talk about the approach and the tools and techniques that we can use to help our clients in the area of the data and AI space. And why it's important to first start with business outcomes when we're talking about client projects within data and AI. As you know, data and AI, it's a very large space. There's a lot of different types of technologies. So how do we start that conversation with the client to really help them with their goals?
Right.
So Natalie, so what are your recommendations in how we approach that conversation?
Great question. So with data and AI and data analytics, I first want to start and define that. And what does that mean? Well, it refers to the qualitative and quantitative techniques and processes used to enhance productivity and business gain. And business outcomes are defined as an observable result or a change in business performance. So essentially what we're trying to do, as Jasmine mentioned, is identify what that business outcome looks like so that we as consultants can help our clients get to that desired outcome.
And then Natalie, how do you recommend that we go about using these techniques?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's 3 tools that we really can use and that we have as consultants at our disposal. The first tool is really to active listen. Provide that active listening when you have conversations with your clients. I also believe that you need to understand that business strategy and what that looks like. And more often than not, use an agile approach. I think those 3 things are really important to help define that desired business outcome while you're having those open communications and open conversations with your clients.
Oh, okay. Active listening. Absolutely. Yeah, that's a good idea, especially when we're in front of clients and really to get empathy and understand trying to solve what their problems are, right? Understanding what their challenges are.
Well, it's really interesting because active listening, most people don't do that. Most people tend to react as someone is saying whatever it is they're saying and formulate a response instead of actually listening to what that client or what that person is saying, pausing, jotting down notes, and then forming a response.
Yeah, it's a good way to connect with the client, really empathize with what they need.
Absolutely.
And then, so tell us about the tools that the Agile Approach that you talked about. I want to know more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, in terms of using an Agile approach, of course, every business project and every client is different in the way that you're going to approach that project. But using an Agile approach is really a benefit to doing data and AI projects. And really part of that is by using and utilizing that agile method, it helps us as consultants get a deeper understanding of what that current state is, those business problems that are being faced, and come up and accurately develop a recommended solution. Using agile methods also easily allow us to respond to organizational change. It helps us have that flexibility throughout that project lifecycle. And it allows the team to adapt quickly to new insights, new discoveries, change in project scope, and deliverables. So it's a process approach that will give us an insight and understanding at a high level, the epics that respond and correspond to what those business requirements are. So that's why I think it's important to utilize an agile approach.
That's a good idea because when you talk about epics in that manner, we're translating what the client is saying, some of their requirements, and then translating that to epics so that we're making sure that we're addressing some of their key issues within the project. So that's important too. And so why that is the very first thing that we would start that in terms of business outcomes. To focus on
utilizing that agile approach and also defining that business strategy and what that looks like. I think that defining a business strategy, although it does vary by client, especially based on it does vary by client based on the data that's available. But by working with the client to identify the type of business strategy and what that business strategy is that they want, that will help us lead that project successfully.
Okay, good. Yeah. So this is really great. So you got active listening, the business strategy, and agile approach.
Yep.
Being able to utilize those those techniques is going to really help us connect with our customers in the data and AI space and really work with them. So
Yeah.
great insight.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
And for next week's topic, I'd like to introduce Alan Ellison. He's going to be talking about ADF versus SSIS, comparing the two, and when should they use it appropriately.